brakes from pick your teams and pick your players to random teams and drafted teams, mixers, and more. We built this app with the collector in mind, with features like scheduled drop times, custom notification settings, and earn rewards on purchases, among other things. And we want to be a one-stop shop for collectors, which is why we've added services like PSA grading and eBay consignment straight from brakes. We are a PSA authorized dealer and offer grading services from value to walkthrough. All you need to do is fill out the form on our website within 24 hours of a break completing, and we will take care of the rest. All submissions for breaks come with a review and wipe down of your card, and you won't be charged anything until we get your card back from PSA. eBay consignment is a similar process where you will need to fill out a form on our site within 24 hours of a break completing for any cards you'd like to submit. All cards will be listed next business day for a 5-day auction starting at 99 cents. And after the sale, you'll have the option to be paid out via check, PayPal goods, or break credit. The links for these services will be in the description of every break. If you have any questions about how the app or how our breaks work, feel free to message us on your preferred social platform. Or jump in the chat of one of our breaks and the break host can help walk you through it.
What's happening, guys? Happy Friday morning.
Good morning. Another episode of All Cards Ship.
Yep.
Ready to rock and roll.
We got to get this one in because we'll be gone next week. We will not have one next week.
There will be no All Cards Ship next week as we will be in Milwaukee for the Wisconsin Card Show.
Yeah.
So if you are part of our local Wisconsin crew or a Minnesota guy and you want to take a little, spring road trip, Milwaukee's not too far away.
Yeah.
Only a few hours.
It's like 5 hours.
5
something
hours.
Like that. Yeah.
5-hour drive, like 30-minute flight.
This is the first time they're doing the show, right? This specific Milwaukee show.
This is the first time they're doing this show. It's the same group that did the Wisconsin Dells show a few years ago.
Yeah, it was a couple years ago. I remember you and Tom. We might have even been live from that show.
I think we were live from that show. We did Transcendent live from
That's
that
what
show.
it was. Was it like Hall of Fame Transcendent?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yep. So, same group that did that show. They actually did a really good job. The vendors, they put together a really awesome list of vendors for that show. It struggled a little bit for attendance, partially because there's no real good airport access to Wisconsin Dells.
Yeah.
So you didn't get a lot of people traveling to the show.
Right.
And then it's a little bit of a hike for everyone. It's a hike for Minneapolis people. It's a hike for Chicago people.
It's right in that weird, like, kind of no man's land.
It is. It's kind of in this limbo area.
Yeah.
So I think it struggled to get a lot of significant collector foot traffic.
Right.
But Milwaukee should be way easier for collector foot traffic. I mean, that is right there, close proximity to Chicago and easy to get in and out of.
Yeah, you fly into Milwaukee, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be exciting.
So,
that'd be our second big show this year.
Right. Yeah. So I got a list of shows for the summer, so we'll have a little bit of fun traveling around.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for it. I've got one of my close friends from high school lives there, so I was texting him last night. We'll see if we can meet up with him at some point. Nice. I heard there's a couple Brewer games too.
Twins are in town.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of a bummer that we have to watch two bad teams play each other.
Listen to this guy. You can't say this in Minnesota. I can talk bad about the Twins.
I'm just waiting for Jake to come in and start complaining.
Right. Zachary's in the house. Al is in the house. What's up, guys? If you are hanging out with us this morning, drop a little note in the feed. Let us know that you are here.
There's Jake. Knew it was coming.
Yeah. You went there already.
Oh, it's funny. What's up, Gump? Are we going to Ohio at all? We had talked about
Ohio might be on the list.
Potentially.
So we're trying to figure out Ohio. If you guys have noticed, in the community feature, in the chat rooms, there is a chat room called 2025 Summer Road Trip. And so we've got some things that we're working on for our road trip. And we haven't announced any locations, but more details will come about that promo, the summer promo coming in that chat room. So keep an eye on that chat room.
Stay tuned.
That's right.
Stay tuned.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Twins are on a little bit of a hot streak. So
I haven't paid attention, to be honest.
even Buxton has had a hit in 9 of his last 10 games or something like that.
Nice. He played 10 games in a row?
That's so bad. That's so bad.
It's a new career high.
Maybe not entirely false. Maybe not entirely false.
Whatever.
So, and we get to see the Brewers play.
Yeah.
Good stadium. Amberly's going to go on this trip with us.
Sweet.
So Amberly's going to do her first Real Sports Cards show.
And actually, because she came to the Dells with you, right? But probably didn't go to the show.
She came to the Dells with us, but she was water parking the whole time. She
Sounds
was
about
not
right.
in the show at all.
Yeah.
So, and she's been down to the MN card show just to kind of like visit and say hi.
Right.
But not actually hang out.
Are we going to put her to work, comping cards out and stuff yet?
She's gonna be grinding away, doing some work.
Is she going to be comping cards, or is she going to be drawing her own pictures and trying to sell those in the show?
I mean, that's been known to happen as well. So.
Brower, we do not have Albuquerque on the schedule for now or the next probably 20 years, I think.
I've been to Albuquerque.
I've never been. Brower was telling me Albuquerque's fun.
Albuquerque's kind of nice.
Yeah.
I don't hate it.
Maybe we'll get out there sometime.
I mean, maybe it's because there's just nothing close.
Yeah.
It's like kind of in the middle of nowhere, middle of the desert.
Yeah.
But no, Albuquerque's cool.
cool.
I've been there.
Yeah. No, we got Milwaukee next, and then Fanatics Fest is coming up hot on us, too.
No kidding. I mean, Fanatics Fest is just around the corner. So if you ever wanted to go to a big show in New York City, that's the one to go to. So we're like 40 days away.
Yeah, it's June 20th, I think it starts. So
Yep. Ready to rock and roll.
yeah, that was Fanatics Fest was really fun last year, and I think it's going to be even better this year.
Right.
With all the stuff they have planned and all the stuff that we have planned, I think we'll be doing some different things, and yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
It was my first time in New York last year, so.
Right? Or I remember we had to walk all over. Man, the amount of walking that we did, we had to go see all of the tourist sites.
After the show, the one night
we did
the circuit. What did we do? We did.
We did.
I forget the full story, but we did
Wall
Street.
We did Little Italy.
Little Italy for dinner.
Yep. down to Wall Street,
yep.
out to Battery Park, so you could see the Statue of Liberty, which you could not see.
Yeah, I had to jump over like the construction walls.
They had the construction walls up, and Emil was definitely not tall enough to see over the construction walls.
I think I saw the Statue of Liberty's like shoulder as I jumped up.
Like the crown.
Right.
You saw the torch.
That's about all I saw, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So we did that.
Yep.
The
The 9/11 memorial.
I taught you my public bathroom trick. Do you remember the public bathroom trick?
I don't remember that.
Most places in big cities in New York don't have public bathrooms available. So my public bathroom trick is always hotels.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah.
Always hotels.
We popped into
not
that.
Not only are hotel public bathrooms, because they always have like lobby bathrooms available. Not only are they available, like you walk into the hotel, pretend like you're staying there, go use the public bathroom, and they never say anything. But not only are they the most accessible bathrooms in big cities, they're also the cleanest bathrooms.
Yeah, which is a big deal,
because people have their own bathroom in their room, right? So the people who actually are staying at the hotel never use the public one. They go up to their room and have fun in private.
Correct.
Relieve themselves in private.
Right.
So they're literally the cleanest bathrooms ever.
Yep.
So that's my life hack for traveling in big cities is
I'm glad you reminded me because I had actually forgot about that.
use the hotel public bathrooms.
I thought you were going to say back alley.
No. That's a way to get arrested or stabbed. So, any had a first experience on the subway?
Yeah, that was cool. I had done the because I've been to Rome before, so I'd done the subway a little bit there, And I've been to Chicago. Like the one time I was in Chicago, we took the tram or the subway or whatever up to Wrigley. But the New York subway was different. That was a different animal.
Right.
It's like crazy. You can like Google Map something, and it'll give you walking directions to the subway and tell you like which one to take. Like I don't know how people did that without phones back in the day.
Yeah. No, the thing is, once you know it,
Then you know
when I lived out there, like I never even had to look at a map. You just get on and go to where you're going. So
Yeah.
you know where the trains go.
I know everything now.
Now you're an expert.
I'm a New
now
York pro.
Emil's gonna. If you need a tour guide in New York City for Fanatics Fest, Emil is your guy.
Correct.
I mean, we did Times Square
Times Square was
a
wild.
couple of times.
Yeah.
Right.
We walked up to, or actually, I walked with Walters because he was there. I think you guys head back. I was like, I kind of want to see Central Park, but it was like midnight, and so we just walked up to Central Park, and I like saw the entrance, like the gate.
You saw some trees.
Saw some trees. I was like,
trees.
oh, that's cool. We probably don't need to go any further at midnight, and then we left.
Yeah, probably a good bet. But, yeah, no, it was good. We kind of squeezed everything in. We got some good pizza. We got some good Italian food.
We had some great pizza. Some good
Yeah.
sangria. Remember that sangria?
That
small.
sangria was fantastic.
It's a small
We're for
little.
sure going back to that pizza joint.
Yeah, I've got I took some pictures and dropped some pins so we remember those places. Just a small little like family owned, probably been there since New York was created.
Right.
You know, when the first Italian immigrants came over, and it was so good.
Right. Yep. No, we're going back to that place.
Now
sure.
I'm hungry for pizza.
Yep. Sign me up. Sign me up. So Fanatics Fest is going to be a blast. It's not just a card show. Like there'll be vendors set up there with cards, but the experiential side of Fanatics Fest is awesome. Like WWE had an awesome experience set up where you could get in line to like make your WWE entrance, like grand entrance.
Yep. They're playing the music, and
The
props
music,
and stuff like that.
yeah, I had all kinds of props, and everybody got to do their own thing. Like, how are you coming out? To the big WWE reveal.
That was cool. That was the busiest. That was the busiest booth.
That was by far the busiest. Was it the NFL had like the 40 yard dash?
Yep.
You could shoot hoops with NBA players.
They had a UFC ring.
Yeah, there was all kinds of really cool stuff there.
Yeah, the MLB was doing stuff, and then Topps had a big setup where they were doing stuff constantly. Like,
Right.
It was cool. And then there were celebrities all over walking at the whole show, basically.
Yeah, I mean, we saw celebrities everywhere.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
But we're looking forward to that event again.
100%.
So come hang out with us.
And then the National isn't far behind that.
And then we're burning and turning to Chicago.
Yep. If you can't come to Fanatics Fest, make sure you come out to the National and hang out with us.
Yep. The National is always amazing. We're all set for that one.
Yep.
It is bigger than it has ever been.
Yeah, that's what you said.
They are
That's what you told
fully
me.
utilizing the entire first floor of this place.
Which is-
like all of the different rooms. And then they expanded to the upstairs hall. And so the
wild.
upstairs hall at the top of the escalators also is going to be full of vendors. And it's going to be nuts.
How many times have they... I feel like... I mean, has the show quadrupled in size since, like, 2019? Maybe not quadrupled. I don't know. I feel like
it might have quadrupled. So our first year setting up at Rosemont was 2017 or 18, and it was just the hall on your left.
Okay.
When you walk into Rosemont,
Yeah.
and you can enter through the doors on the left.
Yeah, it was just that, like, strip.
It was just that hall.
Interesting. Wow.
That's it.
Wow.
And now it's the whole room next to it and the whole room next to it.
And the upstairs.
And the upstairs.
That's crazy.
So it has...
It's like every year they added another segment of that building that is just full.
Correct. Yeah. So, I mean, we used to be able to pull our vehicle into the building.
I remember doing that, yeah.
Drive almost up to the booth and like unload and everything like that. And now there's booths in every part of the building. There's no dock to pull into
Yeah.
anymore.
It was even like 2021 we pulled in.
Yeah.
I remember pulling in and then just leaving right from the national, like, show was over, and then we started driving back.
Right. Yep. So it's wild. I mean, you can't walk this show in a day.
No,
you can barely walk this show in 4 days.
Right.
And see everything that they have available.
There's so much stuff.
So, but I do have something on my list to buy at the National this year.
Okay.
I am going to buy a 52 mantle.
Ooh.
At the National this year.
Ooh, that's spicy.
So that is the one item. So usually I go there, I'm looking for nickname inscribed baseballs for my personal collection.
Yep.
This year I am going to find a 52 mantle. So
PSA 10?
authentic. Maybe with a punch hole in it or
yeah,
something.
creased it straight in half.
Dog chewed corner.
As long as it's real.
It's a real one.
Yeah.
That's a real one. That's the only thing that matters.
Yeah.
So, if you have a line or a bead on a 52 mantle, authentic preferably, maybe a 1,
Yeah.
let me know. I'm in the market.
I don't think you bought anything last year I don't think you found any nicknames that you needed.
I really didn't go out and hunt, so was really, really busy in Cleveland. So
Right. Yeah, that was part
didn't
of it,
really
too.
have a ton of time to hunt that show.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
yeah. What else we got? We got a busy week this week.
Busy week this week.
This is one of the busiest weeks.
Yep. Bowman release week.
Bowman time.
Yep.
You know, we're kind of in that early. We're kind of in that early phase of Bowman where people are still trying to figure out who to chase.
Correct.
Right? You know, we're all learning these new prospects for the first time. Hopefully you've done some reading. We tried to publish some prospect preview stuff for you guys so you can get familiar with these. But one of the challenges with this first 3 to 5 day period of Bowman is we still don't know what these guys are going to sell for.
Correct.
Right? So it's like, man, who's going to be $100 base auto? And who's going to be a $300 base auto? And who's going to be a $30 base auto? And as we're looking at team pricing and player pricing, it's like, all right, what's the right price?
Yep.
Like, we're going through the same process you guys are. Like, ooh, what should I pay to chase this prospect? We're like, what do we charge for this prospect?
Yep.
Until there's some real comps where we can, adjust pricing.
Yep.
Based on what people are actually selling for. But coming out of Bowman Draft last year was bonkers. People slept on Bowman Draft early. All of these prospects were selling like crazy. Bowman Draft was a little bit quiet for a while as breaks and as a product.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, when people kind of realize, wow, these players are actually selling for a ton, man, Bowman Draft spiked.
Skyrocketed.
It skyrocketed. It almost to the point where we couldn't break it anymore because it was so high.
Yeah, it got there.
And we were just like, all right, well, I guess we're done with Bowman Draft because it's through the roof. We can't even go get it anymore.
Yep.
So it'll be really interesting to see in the market's really healthy, how Bowman performs.
Yeah,
compared
because
to
I feel
Bowman
like
Draft.
I feel like draft was a little bit of a catalytic turning point in terms of right away single sales of a deep list of guys, not just the top 2, 3, 4 selling really well. And I see that a little bit when you look at this prospect checklist with 25 Bowman. With the mix of the draft holdout guys and the international guys that are legit prospects. I'm excited to go through and start comping these guys out because I'm expecting to see some big ones.
Right. Yeah. I mean, kind of Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the weekend is kind of our time where we start seeing some of the first eBay sales of some of this stuff. And so we can start to weigh these guys against each other a little bit, a little bit better. And the other aspects of that, I mean, Topps, we talked about this all last year, that it felt like Topps made incremental product improvements to almost every product.
Correct.
Right? We've seen it already this year. Topps Chrome Black, they made Topps Chrome Black better by adding a pack.
Yep.
They really changed Bowman.
100%.
And particularly HTA, the old HTA format with 3 autos to Breaker's Delight.
Delight is so much better.
It is
so much better.
Breaker's Delight is outstanding.
It's wild.
When you get the 3 autos plus 3 low numbered parallels plus inserts,
Potentially another
potential
low-numbered parallel.
low numbered stuff.
Double base.
Yeah, I mean, that is a massive change for Bowman. Actually, right now we see Bowman is right around the same price that Bowman was at last year.
Yeah.
Which is good. So they, when you can make a product better but not make it more expensive,
Correct.
That's a win for collectors.
Yeah. I had someone ask me, I was like, or someone saying, I think my 5-caser is like, man, it just came out way more expensive this year. I was like, it didn't though. It was actually cheaper.
It's cheaper this year than last year
than
when it came out.
Yep.
So that's a rare thing.
Yeah.
Plus, it seems like Topps is starting to figure out the insert chase a little bit.
Yeah, so I was a little bit, I kind of underplayed that in my head going into Bowman, but after seeing like the crystallized is the one for instance, like I was like, oh, that's a cool, like I love the look of the card. I was like, this is sick. Like I don't know what it is about like the rock in there, like the geography part side of it. I was like, this is really cool. I did not expect them to be selling for what they're selling for. Like I'm seeing people posting them on Facebook and like 800 OBO, 1,000 OBO.
$1,000 for
like,
crystallized super short prints.
Wild.
Like, and we don't know obviously what the real market is going to settle out at on those.
But they're not easy to hit
They're
either.
hard to hit.
And same thing with the animes. They've made those definitely more short printed than last year, which is going to help them sell. And then they added the kanji variations. And of course, you still have parallels of these, there's going to be a Superfractor anime of all these guys. And those performed great last year as well. So making, lowering that supply of those short prints and making them more valuable is a really big deal.
I mean, they're adding extra hits.
Yeah.
Really, really prominent extra hits to this product.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't discount what Panini did with this concept.
Yeah.
Right? Like, the reality is people don't buy optic football for an autograph. They don't buy optic football for the hit, right? I mean, we're so trained for baseball products that autographs and jersey cards are the hits.
Yep.
But that's just not the case with Panini products.
No.
Downtowns are the chase. Kabooms are the chase.
Absolute goes up every year, not because of the auto checklist.
Color blasts people are not buying, like Phoenix has had a nice resurgence of popularity because they added color blasts to Phoenix.
That was a good play on words there.
Resurgence? That's the new Topps product that drops today. Weird. And actually those two products kind of remind me a lot of each other.
Yeah.
But these super short print inserts as hits is something Topps never got right.
They never did it at all.
Never did it.
At all.
Even though a few times that they tried to do it, just didn't really go well.
And then they started it and they did like the home field advantages, but then they made them too common, and then it was like, okay, well, these are cool, but they're not actual like big chases.
Right. Same with they did the same thing with Bowman Spotlight, right?
Yeah.
It was when they introduced Bowman Spotlight, this beautiful, beautiful card. It was super common.
Yep.
They put it in there as a normal insert, and now since then they've made it much scarcer.
Right.
It's a lot harder to hit, but like it feels like they're figuring it out, and it feels like the market's responding really well. So when you can get extra super short print inserts that sell better than autographs,
correct,
that's a huge value. And I think as a collector, you have to start looking at the teams and the players that have those cards a little bit differently
For sure.
in breaks.
Yep.
Right? Because now it's not just, oh, I've got to hit an auto of this guy. Now it's like, man, if I can hit a Bazana crystallized, that's bigger than hitting a Bazana base auto.
100% every time.
Right?
Yep.
It's probably bigger than hitting a Bazana blue auto.
Yeah. They're big. They're going for it
Right?
crazy. Yep.
So it's definitely an adjustment, you know, and it'll be fun to watch how that evolves.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of Bazana too, the other thing that I did that I think is really good and improves the product is instead of going deeper in guys in younger prospects that haven't performed well, or you know, relief pitchers or whatever, like some of the stuff that we used to see in earlier years of Bowman, I love that they are doubling down on these draft guys and giving them their second Bowman auto, and we're actually seeing them. Like, we're seeing Cags a lot. We're seeing Christian Moore a lot. We're seeing Bazana. We're seeing Nick Kurtz. Like,
they've done sophomore autos in Bowman for a long time.
Yeah.
But they were really tough to hit.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
They take the top 10 guys from draft, give them a sophomore auto.
Yep.
But they were super hard.
Yeah, or they just have insert autos or whatever. But
yeah, I mean, and it's a really, really good timing with Cags because he's just destroyed. I mean, he hit a home run onto the top of a building.
It's,
it's
stupid how good he
like,
is.
Goodness gracious! I think he's in Double A right now, just mashing.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. They said they're taking their time with him, but I don't know. You can only take your time with a dude like that.
I mean, the Royals are on a little bit of a hot streak right now.
Yeah.
But their outfield's not playing that great. Their outfield's not hitting.
Yeah.
Super, super well.
Yeah,
So
it'll be interesting to see if he.
You know, sometimes I mean, you know, like Wyatt Langford did. They just mashed their way into the major leagues.
You just can't not have him on the major league team.
Right. When Wyatt Langford is, you know, hitting 390 in AAA baseball, you can't not promote him, even if your desire is to give him a little bit more time.
Yeah,
so it'll be interesting to see if Cags can.
I've got to think he's on the same
do that
on that same pathway.
Yeah.
And the sweet thing, like we've talked about this a million times, it's like it used to be like, oh, and obviously first Bowmans are still king, like that's never going to change. But when your first Bowman auto gets to a certain price point and prices collectors out, they revert to the next best thing. And right now that is the 2025 Bowman auto, because that still is the only other Bowman auto that's out there.
Right.
And those are going to have a premium.
Right. Big time. Big time. I think I saw a PSA 10 blue Cags from draft.
Yep.
Did like 4K.
Yeah. It's not surprising.
That's nuts.
Yeah. That's crazy. I mean, the golds are going to be pushing 6, 7, 8 into the 10s here. Like, who knows?
Right. Right. So, but, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Bowman's been good. It's been good. It's been delivering tons of color. Obviously, we're going to be checking out comps. I'm assuming the comps are high. And, yeah, it's been a fun product.
Yep. Today, we've got a fun product also.
Yeah.
Topps football has been fantastic.
Correct.
Right? I think people were a little bit hesitant about non-licensed football out of the gates. But Topps has really done well with these products.
Yep.
I mean, we're coming out of Inception football and Finest football. And to me, the biggest thing that I've recognized on these products is you're actually hitting the big players.
You're hitting multiples of them sometimes.
Sometimes you're hitting two. I mean, we saw Inception cases with 2 Caleb Williams autos in them.
2 Caleb Williams, a Drake May, a Bo Nix, and
a Jaden.
Right.
All in the same case.
Correct.
Right? And, you know, we've not seen that from Panini products over the past 5-6 years.
No, I mean,
like,
you're ripping a case of whatever, and you're hoping to hit one of the big names.
And you don't,
Correct.
right? A lot of times.
Yep.
So I feel like Topps got this formula down well for non-license, where we can actually hit these players.
Yep.
And now they've got this new brand. It actually was featured in composite football last year.
Yep.
We got a little tease, a sneak peek at this resurgence product last year. Now it's full blown, got its own product.
Yep.
Hobby boxes and delight boxes. Both boxes have 3 autos. And from the early stuff that we've seen from this product, it is loaded just like Inception and Finest were.
Yeah.
With you can actually hit these big players.
They're also not producing a ton of this stuff.
Right.
It's not massive productions.
Unlike a baseball product where they might make 30,000 cases, they're making less than 10,000 cases of these non-licensed football products. So it's easier to hit low-numbered stuff. It's easier to hit the big players. I'm excited for this one. It looks like they really did patches well.
Yeah.
In this product,
like you said, it definitely has a Phoenix-esque vibe to it. Yeah, with sick patches, a cool like modern electric looking like card design, and they actually got a ton of names in there outside of the big rookies that are hittable as well. Like guys like Jerry Rice and Barry Sanders and Bo Jackson and Joe Montana and Randy Moss and Gronk and like there's
Lawrence Taylor.
There's so much other content that is super collector friendly of these legends of the game for these teams, specifically that I think is going to do well also.
Yeah, and that was a piece that they didn't have in Inception.
No, not really.
So it'll be kind of cool to see that mix come into play.
Yeah.
But you can pick up some of these, especially the veteran spots.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can pick up these veteran spots pretty cheap.
Yep.
So, and have a fun chase at some cool stuff.
Correct.
And the rookie auto spots are going to be a lot more expensive, but again, they're hittable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so we're talking about so we have that dual caser up right now. I mean, you have potential to hit multiple autos of each of these.
Yeah,
guys.
it's not like a Panini product where
you're hoping to hit one auto.
You're praying that you hit one Caleb Williams auto in a two caser.
Yeah.
Like this is, we could hit 3.
Correct. You hit 3 in the first case, and then still have the Breakers Delight case left to go.
Right. So a lot different there.
Yeah.
So, the risk is just a lot different. You're if you're the guy who buys those big players in Panini products, you are kind of used to like, I'm either gonna win or I'm gonna get 0.
Right.
And I think that's one thing that's been nice about these Topps products is
correct.
You're not getting 0.
Yeah, I mean we've seen these player breaks before where it has just been it's loaded. It's pretty loaded.
Yeah. So that's the other big one for today.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see that. I mean, we've got a 2-caser up, so it'll be fun to see that one ripped.
Yeah, I'll be ripping that one tonight.
I have to imagine that, this is one of those products. It's new to people. They're kind of not really sure what to expect.
Yeah, we'll see.
But I feel like it's going to be one where once people see it, they're gonna dive in.
I think so too.
So
yep. Yeah, Mike asked less product due to smaller checklist. Is it small? I don't think it's checklist size. It's probably just.
Yeah. No, it's got a normal size checklist.
Yeah.
They're just not printing it as deep.
Yeah.
I mean, so the nice thing about that is you're hitting low numbered parallels frequently, often, every box.
Yep.
You're hitting low numbered parallels, because you're spreading out cards numbered to 25 over 10,000 boxes or 10,000 cases or 8,000 or 6. And I don't know how many they made. I just know it's way less than what we've typically seen on licensed products.
Correct.
Rather than over 30,000
Yep.
cases.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Al said he thinks Bowman is way overproduced. Al, I'm not sure that Bowman is overproduced. The truth is we're seeing low numbered autos. It's not a bigger checklist.
Correct.
It is not a bigger autograph checklist than past years.
Yep.
All right? They've reined that in.
I think they had the 1 year where it spiked.
They
like
did. They had 1 year that it spiked a ton. I think that was, but Bowman Chrome, they spiked it, and that really, really suffered. It's like, man, when they push this to 150 prospects on the auto checklist, it gets tougher.
Correct.
100 is kind of that sweet spot.
Yep.
And they've kept the autograph checklist constrained,
Mm-hmm.
and the sign of overproduction would be if you are getting a super high percentage of base autos, right? Because the more you make, the more the numbered autos get spread thin, right? And we're not seeing that. In fact, in Delight, we're seeing only 6 of the 18 autos are base autos.
Yeah.
12 numbered autos to 6 base autos.
Yeah, our 5 casers with 2 jumbos, 3 delights, like the numbered auto stack is significantly higher.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing, in times where they've made too much Bowman, we've seen like 60% base autos.
Correct.
Coming out of the product. Now we're seeing like 35% base autos.
Yeah.
30% base autos.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that they've kind of reined it in a little bit, and that's making for better breaks. I mean, the amount of color that we're seeing is way higher than past years, which means that it's easier to win, right?
Yep.
Because your likelihood of getting blues and golds and oranges and reds is way higher.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
yeah. We had hockey this week.
Ultimate Collection.
Ultimate Collection. Talk about that one.
We're still due for a shield.
Oh, they have NHL shields.
Yeah, Ultimate has always been one of the shield chase products.
All right. I don't know my hockey. Products.
No, Ultimate's a cool one. It's in the higher end realm for not the higher end price. So you compare it to like a product like Premier, for instance. The Premier rookie patch autos are the chase there because that's the next step under the Cup rookie patch autos. Ultimate fits in this weird, or not weird, but like this in the middle type of niche where you have high end chases and you have RPAs and you have great looking autos, but then they also go deeper into some of the insert sets and kind of like the canvasy gold ink autos and sick patches I've seen. Like Titus hit or Andrew hit yesterday a Guy Lafleur like 3-color patch auto, like stuff that you just don't see that often. So it's a sweet checklist with mixed with legends and rookies alike. It's 23-24, so we're still chasing Bedard in there, which whatever you want to say about Bedard, his stuff is still selling amazingly well.
Yeah, I mean, people know that he's a great player. He's just stuck on a really bad team.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, the reality is he's still 21 playing first-line minutes in the NHL and producing decently well and will only get better with time. But his stuff, I mean, his Future Watch SB Authentic Auto is still a $2,000 raw card.
Right.
So, no, Ultimate I think is one of my favorites to just it's just a cool product.
Yeah. So,
yeah, it's delivered well. So we don't have a ton of it left. I know we have that one pick your team up right now. I'll probably end up ripping that, but we don't have a ton left. It's one that they don't necessarily produce an insane amount of compared to some of the other products. Yeah. But yeah, Ultimate's been cool. And then we had another release on Wednesday.
Yeah.
We had a little V-Friends.
A little bit of fun.
We had a little fun with V-Friends.
I think we caught people by surprise.
Yeah, for sure.
A little bit. From social media is so divided.
Yeah.
Is so split on this topic.
Correct.
Topps Chrome V-Friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's amazing. Honestly, like, we're used to controversy.
Correct.
And we're used to haters, and we're used to all the negative Nancys. I mean, the reality is 90% of the comments on Topps's social media posts are negative every time they post.
Correct.
Every post.
Yep.
V-Friends, whole nother level of, like, disgust.
Prayers up for their social media team.
Disgust and hate from like, I want to say, like, old school traditional baseball collectors. Now the reality is a lot of these people just love to hate on everything, but there's a huge amount of people that are super excited about V-Friends.
Mm-hmm.
The reality is this: our phone at the store has not rang more for any other product release in the last year than for V-Friends.
Yep.
We got more phone calls for V-Friends than any release of the entire year. People from Duluth
Yeah.
saying, "Are you guys gonna have V-Friends in the store?" Like, I'm gonna drive down from Duluth
Yeah.
to get V-Friends.
How many cases do you have available?
Right, like I have not. We do not have people calling us asking us if we have Bowman from Duluth.
Correct.
So, they only made 1,000 cases
Yeah. It's
of Topps Chrome V-Friends.
Mm-hmm.
So, as goofy or as weird as you think these sketch animals are,
yeah.
they have a massive, massive cult following, mobilized by one of the most prolific social media marketers of this generation.
Yep.
Right? I mean, like him or hate him, Gary V has reach. Like
100%.
massive, massive reach. He says a lot of things that I don't love. And he says a lot of things that I'm like, thank God somebody said that out loud, because
Right.
that needed to be said, right? Like the whole spectrum.
For sure.
Like I can appreciate what Gary does.
Yeah.
He is doing a lot for encouraging people to be entrepreneurs
Mm-hmm.
in unique ways, and find unique ways to solve people's problems and present solutions.
Yep.
I think that's a good thing.
For sure.
He doesn't hide the risk that goes along with that.
Mm-hmm.
But, I spoke in a senior finance class on Wednesday this week.
Yep.
And talked a little bit about entrepreneurship, and one of the things I always tell these, and I do this probably once a semester, I go and speak in a finance or a marketing class over at Bethel in St. Paul. And one of the things that I share from my entrepreneurial journey is, man, I waited until I was 34 to start this company.
Yep.
And I had a baby on the way. I had a career, a wife, a mortgage, car payments, everything like that. And that's the most risky time to start a business.
Yeah.
Like-
You did it all at once.
Like I don't recommend that people leave a great job to go start a business when they're just about to have a baby and have mountains of obligations.
Correct.
The best time to start an entrepreneurship journey is when you're 22, graduating from college.
Yep.
One of the questions I ask these guys is how many of you guys have some kind of entrepreneurial drive or interest or spirit? And handful of hands raised. I say, okay, leave your hands up. Leave your hands up. How many of you guys have significant net worth? All of the hands go down, right? I mean, these are college kids.
Yep.
This is the best time in your life to put it all on the line and risk it all, because there ain't much to your all,
Yep.
right? There's not that much to lose as an entrepreneur. This is the time. Go, do it. Let her rip.
Yep.
Oh darn, I could have taken this, entry level corporate job and started my career making $40,000 a year, getting somebody's coffee at some financial institution. Dude, guess what? You could fail at 3 companies and still go do that in 2 years if you wanted.
Correct.
And you're not that far behind.
Yep.
And the truth is, you actually have a lot of really interesting experience trying to start some companies and learning some things. So you have continuing education right there. So that's my thing. So I like that. We went off on a little tangent there talking about Gary V. But so to me, I like this product. I think it's really cool that he teamed up with Topps to take this V-Friends brand that he's created that a lot of people like.
Yeah. And relate
to create
and
Topps Chrome, the most iconic trading card brand that exists in Topps Chrome. He's got a V-Friend set.
Yeah.
And they did some really cool stuff with it. He got some other entrepreneurs to sign autographs for this set, which is kind of cool.
Yep.
I saw one of Topps posts. People were hating on Ryan Serhant.
What?
He's the New York real estate guy.
Cat.
And he's probably best known for having shows on like Netflix.
Okay.
Like real estate shows.
Yeah. Yep.
Like selling like multi-million dollar properties. Like this guy sells like the $20 million penthouse in New York City.
Makes sense.
Right. Like you're probably not entrepreneuring your way into that very quickly.
Correct.
Yeah. But he got there. And then obviously Gary V has autos. We hit one that he drew the entrepreneur elf on himself, like a little doodle, like just kind of cool stuff. They got sketches. They did variations in there. There's like short print variations. I saw a listing that sold on eBay. They did the the very, 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 very black cat.
Yeah, the lucky black cat. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
With different eye color variations.
Like white eye, purple eye, blue eye, whatever.
The normal color is yellow.
Yep.
But they did these different color eye variations, and they had different levels of scarcity. The scarcest one is green, and there were 400 copies of green.
Yep.
And I saw somebody ripped a blaster, put the contents of the blaster all together in an auction.
Okay.
They had like 4 yellows. I think the yellows are
blaster,
the blaster exclusive. Those are selling for like $20-$30 a pop.
Yeah.
Right? But then they listed all together with a green eye variant black cat at a buy it now for $89. Like,
Yikes.
man, you missed the memo. Like, the yellows are selling for $20 to $30 a pop, and that's the rarest variation.
Yeah.
So
I don't think people knew that right away with some of those.
There's a lot. No, they don't know, right? I mean, we're all learning this product for the first time. So kind of fun. I mean, we got to a point where we were trying to get a break full for Gary V because we had Gary V coming on live to join us for the break. We had our player break up. We're like, we can't discount this anymore. This stuff's going to sell too well. So you closed it.
Correct. And we're crushing right now.
And you are going to absolutely. I mean, you closed like $1,800,
something like that, yeah.
And you are probably going to double your money.
I think we're going to do pretty well. Yep.
So
and what the stuff is selling for is wild. Like even just base parallels of all these characters. Like I know one of the cards that Titus had hit in that break was a gold. I forget what it was, number 50, and it sold right away for like $400.
Was it the fairy?
I forget which one it was.
Okay.
I don't know, but yeah, like all the parallels are selling. I hit the Erupt, which is like the Kaboom, the dude that did the original Kabooms and draw that. We hit the Black Cowboy, and overnight it was up to $600 in bids.
Right.
So it's like, what the heck? Like it was obviously, like you said, like it or hate it, like there is that cult following that is going to collect this, and they didn't make much of it. So.
No, I mean they have almost 1,000 direct dealers, and they made 1,000 cases.
Yeah.
So we've run 2 cases.
Yep.
Right. We ran a case, and Tom ran a case. That's the sealed cases that we have. Do we have any loose boxes to
I think we have a couple loose?
Maybe pull together a mixer.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we could do something like that.
Maybe we pull together a couple of hobby boxes and a handful of blasters and put together a mixer. Just if you guys want to play around and have some fun with another break.
Yeah, I can look at doing something like that for tomorrow.
Yeah, because I think we still have a little bit of loose boxes available in the store. So keep an eye out. If that's something that you feel like you missed out on because it was here and then gone, and there isn't a ton of it.
Yep.
We'll look at it. Maybe we'll pull some from the store and set those aside for a mixer for tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, it's been cool. It's a cool set.
Yeah. Vince had a question on YouTube. Said, if I were to ask you guys to send the card we hit to PSA, can you let us know if it's worth sending? Vince, that is exactly how our PSA process works. if you hit a card in one of our breaks, and you fill out our PSA submission form, which is linked in the top of our app, that process automatically includes a card review. Okay, so fill out that form, and our PSA team will go pull that card out of the normal sorting and shipping process, do a review. Now, they're not guaranteeing a 10. They're mainly looking for, manufacturer defects, scratches, dings, corners, that kind of stuff, or really bad centering. They're looking for major defects and flaws. They will do a wipe down of the card and prep it. And then they'll either pass or fail that card. If it fails, that means they spotted something. They'll reach out to you. They'll let you know what they see on the card, give you the option to still send the card if you want to. But that whole process is designed that exact way. And the review is free. If you hit a card in a break, that review process is free because we know that you can't see the card before you decide. And it's included even if the card fails. We don't charge for that review.
Yep.
So
yeah, we've been talking a lot in the Bowman breaks. Like, now's the time to either send a PSA right away or specifically send to eBay right away.
Right.
We list next day on the eBay auctions.
Yep.
And
Same thing with eBay consignment, man. If you hit a card that is a monster and you're not planning to keep it, this is a great time to do the 24-hour turnaround time for eBay consignment.
Correct. 100%.
So, and you can find that information at the top of the app in the video carousel also. There's eBay information and PSA information there.
Correct.
So,
cool.
We got a new pope.
Did you buy the tops now?
I'm not Catholic, but
I got a new pope.
you got a new pope.
USA.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Now we can have nationalism and national pride on the pope.
Yep. Right. We had red, blue, and white smoke coming out of the Vatican City yesterday.
Oh my gosh. That's terrible.
I do think my favorite thing about the whole Pope thing is they were, I think it was the day of the NFL draft. They had is when they were going into the conclave or whatever and starting to chat about whatever it's called. And I saw a tweet that was a screenshot from the draft that was from the Arizona Cardinals and said, "Cardinals pick is in." The tweet just said, "We got a new pope."
That's funny.
It's like, this is the only time probably ever that we're going to be able to use this joke.
That's really funny.
He's a White Sox fan.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was really, really interesting because it felt like you got a little sneak peek into his life.
Right.
Which I don't feel is really normal. Like this guy from Chicago, like they interviewed his brother.
Like, he's on the front lawn
his brother's like, yeah, when we were kids, like the neighbors always were like, he's gonna be the next pope. He went to seminary like as a young kid.
Interesting.
But even then, his brother's like getting interviewed by the news media. He's like, "Oh yeah, we knew that he was going to be the pope when he was like 8." It was like, what are we talking about here? It was super weird to me to like get that glimpse into the Pope's family.
That interview with his brother was like, I've never seen
just this
like
normal dude. This normal dude, like, yeah, my brother's the Pope.
Yeah, he's talking about how he's like, yeah, we're White Sox fans. There's actually a picture that surfaced of them at the 2006 World Series or whatever that the White Sox were in, like just in the stands.
You'd think the White Sox would be better if they have like. Pope is a fan of the White Sox. They should probably be better.
I said yesterday, if any team,
do you have to go to Vegas and bet on the White Sox to come back now?
If any team needs divine intervention, it is the White Sox.
I mean, honestly, like the odds for the White Sox to win the World Series have to be significantly in the favor of Vegas right now.
I would think so.
I mean, like you can lay out like $10 and retire.
Probably.
Right, if
to win the World Series.
To win the World Series, right? Like that might be a worthy bet. Like now that the Pope is, in the big chair.
I don't think I'll be placing that bet.
You don't think that You don't think the Pope will be praying like extra hard now for the White Sox?
Someone said the White Sox have angels in the outfield now.
Oh boy.
I have seen that movie, so joke's on you guys.
So, did you get a Chops Now Pope card?
I haven't yet. I will be getting one though.
You will be getting
I
a
gotta
Pope
chase
card.
the white smoke barrel.
Did you see Leaf also announced a Pope card?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
So you can have autos?
So there's a Leaf.
That'd be awesome. I would buy a Pope auto.
I don't know how I feel about this. Like, you know, the Pope and the Hawk Tua girl in the same set is just kind of disturbing to me. I mean, I'm not sure if I can bring myself to buy the Leaf copy.
No,
Like Leaf is
not the
almost
same product at least.
Leaf is almost like it's a Leaf metal Pope card. Like Leaf has almost ruined that brand for me because of their choice to do the Hawk Tua card.
I need a box where the potential auto chases are the Pope, Hawk Tua, some famous actor, then the Rizzler.
Or that who'd they do? What was that lion show? The big cat show that what was that auto? Joe Exotic.
Joe Exotic, yeah.
You know, Leaf did the Joe Exotic auto.
They did that, yep. They've done and then the next dude you pull is that coach from the team from that high school football team that wasn't actually a high school football team. You remember that deal?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Scammed everyone.
Yeah. I don't know. Could you do a autographed product of the, the Roman Catholic Church, where you have like cardinal autographs, and bishop autographs,
all the way down to random priests from different cities.
like are the Catholics of the world gonna like unite behind this collectible product where like the big chase is the Pope auto? You could do like cut autos of past popes.
Now that we're talking about that, like I'm curious, have there been do popes ever sign autos?
I don't know.
I'll look on eBay.
Yeah, can you do TTM to the Vatican? Can you do
send like a
Can you send
donation?
Tops Now Pope cards TTM to the Vatican to get them signed?
All right, I searched Pope auto. The only thing that's coming up is Leonard Pope for the Cardinals from 2006 finest, Nick Pope from UEFA Soccer, and Kentavious Caldwell Pope. Let's see.
Well, see, there already have been Pope autos.
Catholic Pope auto. You gotta think they would have signed stuff somewhere, right?
Like, if he signs a document, like, do they sign it with their hand, or do they like have a stamp, or do they just put holy water on it, or like I don't know.
I kind of want a Pope auto now though. I'm not seeing anything right away. Let me sort by highest. That would be a cool ad to like
Transcendent, right? That's what I was thinking. Like, they put cut autos in Transcendent and Luminaries and Tier 1, I think. Yep. Handful of products, Diamond Icons, Definitive. It would be really, really interesting to have a Pope cut auto.
Really cool. I'd probably have to search like Golden or something like that to see if there have been any. I've not seen anything on eBay.
Bone fragment relic cards. Reliquary cards.
This is terrible. No, I'm not seeing anything.
Listen,
I'm gonna do some more digging.
I don't put anything past these guys that are making these products.
I'd agree. Yeah.
Like,
I think that'd be a cool chase.
Like, if Leaf could get their hands on some kind of holy relic, I would not put it past them to cut it up and put it into a card.
No.
To make a couple of bucks.
True. John Paul II's auto would be massive. Like that would probably be the chase of the product.
Like a Pope signed baseball.
That'd be cool. With the inscription, the Pope. Do you think they ever signed
a nickname inscription?
The
Pope.
Yeah, that's his nickname.
Leo the 14th.
Well,
with Pope in quotes.
Technically their
Pope name
is their nickname.
Is a nickname, right? Because this dude's name is, I don't know, Michael or something. I don't know.
It's definitely a normal American name.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can sign it with that, and then Pope.
Leo the 14th. I think he's Leo the 14th.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like his nickname.
I like the Pope in quotes, like kind of like Stan the Man Musial.
Right.
It'll be like Leo 14th, the Pope.
Leo the Pope 14th.
Yes, I like that. I think we're brainstorming some good new products here.
Yeah, we need some top speed.
Fanatics,
Yep.
Fanatics probably needs to. Can you imagine, like, if people are losing their mind over V Friends?
Yeah.
If Topps did like Pope cards, people would be like, "You're going to hell."
Yeah, I don't see why you would though.
I don't know. I feel like people would just be like, "Well,
They are doing Pope cards.
You'd have cat. No, I mean like autographs and like putting them in products and everything like that." I feel like people would be like, you'd have like Catholics mad, and then you'd have atheists mad. Like, you can't make anybody happy with any of this stuff.
Yeah, the atheists would be mad that they're promoting a Catholic leader, and the Catholics would be mad that they're disrespecting their religion, and then you got all sorts of other sects of
The
religion.
Satanists would be like, "Why don't we have a Satan card?"
Right, exactly.
Right? I mean, yeah. Oh, I like that Pope Mobile.
They
A
do
Pope
Pope- I mean,
Mobile's super short print.
They talked at the Topps at the industry or the Fanatics conference about some of the stuff they're doing with their entertainment products and how they're getting these actual like set used relics from Marvel movies and from stuff like that, and really focusing on legit stuff. Like, there's no reason you couldn't pull a side panel off the Pope Mobile, put a new one back on there, and cut up Pope Mobile relics.
That's super weird.
Piece of the tire, like the Pope
Pope tire,
wheel.
a Pope tire. This tire was not used in any specific parade or event.
Correct. Pope Mobile bulletproof glass.
Yes. I like it. I like it. Well, I think we've got a new product figured out.
Yep.
So
Yep.
they're probably already working on it.
I would think so. Yeah. Yep. They're gonna have to figure out how to get the the actual garb, and
They're gonna get that red cape.
cut off the
Red cape.
like the
'cause
hat with like the gold, kind of.
I don't
through
think
it.
Francis ever wore the red cape.
No, I don't think he did.
So, like, Leo now, presented himself in this red cape. It probably has some formal name, not like superhero cape.
Pope
But
cape.
the Pope cape, that's the scientific name, is Pope cape. Yeah, so, I mean,
All right, we're on it. We'll get working on it. We'll start using your connections to get this product made.
right? All right.
Terrible. All right.
Well, we are over time for this morning. If you've got questions, tough. We answered a couple of them.
I don't think I saw too many more.
I didn't see a bunch of questions.
Yeah.
But appreciate you guys for hanging out with us as always. Yeah, Ginter. There's you go. Ginter.
Great one.
Ginter would be a good one for Pope relics.
Yeah, you get the dinosaur bones and then the Pope bones.
I for sure didn't think you were gonna say Pope bones.
I mean,
I thought you were gonna say like Pope relics, but you said Pope like finger knuckles.
that's terrible. We gotta end this.
All right.
I gotta go to confession now.
It's gone too far. It's gone too far. We have not been struck by lightning yet, so we are going to leave.
Yep. Perfect. Thanks, guys.